This is the kind of video that gets made like after you've been an established channel for a while. So you have that one controversial episode, and it's just at the start of my career. Oh my god. Hello friends, so today we are here with Liz, and she will be giving us a story. So thanks for coming. How are you feeling so far?
Feeling alright. Had a long day, but it was a day off, so things are good. Big break, Easter weekend.
Very, very true. I think it's Easter now, isn't it?
Yes, as of like 2 hours ago here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway,
So,
I know you have a story for us, so fire away. And I'll ask questions as we go.
Okay, so I guess this is a story of how I ended up meeting a domestic terrorist who ended up on my friends list in Final Fantasy XIV.
What an
Where do you want me to start from, like, the very, very beginning?
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, it's already such a wild premise. Take us from the top.
Okay, so this was towards, I suppose, the end of Stormblood. It was 2, 3 in the morning. I didn't have work or school. I can't even remember where I was at that time. I didn't have work or school the next day, so I was just staying up in voice chat talking with people. And for some reason, we ended up going to Limsa, which is like a social hub in the game. And there was this group of people who were in an argument about something. And I was just like talking to DC, hanging out, not really doing anything. So I start reading the chat, and I'm seeing these accusations about this man with a very unfortunate name. What do you want me to call him?
Well, what were they called at the time? I mean, I guess whatever you feel comfortable calling them. You've already called them terrorists.
I mean, so I later found out it was some kind of like political thing. Anyway, the man in question was known as Covington Smirk, which was I don't know what it's a reference to, but it was a reference to some kind of political thing. There was accusation of him owning a Cash for Gold website, which is a website people go to buy gil in the game. And so I'm reading this chat, and the man is having none of the accusation. He's defending himself, and his name was funny, and he was dressed in gold. So I decided to take his side. I don't know why at the time, but I was like, you know what? This is my horse. I'm betting on him.
Did you
stay
there. His side for fun, like genuinely?
Yes. I knew nothing about the situation, the people involved. I just knew that he was dressed in gold, and he looked very fancy. He had a very fancy outfit, and I thought it was really funny that he was being accused of doing quote-unquote illegal things while looking so rich. I decided that he was my horse, and I would be taking his side in this. So,
I mean, looking rich and then deciding to do illegal things. I don't know.
Well, that's part of the joke. That's why I did it. It seemed funny. And I was a free friends where we were laughing, and this goes on for like an hour or two. And I go to bed, and I don't really think about it. And over the course of a few next week, we like occasionally make reference to him, joke about him owning Cash for Gold or whatever. And one of the friends I had just met hears about this and decides to approach him in Limsa. So he approaches him and asks, "Hey, I heard you have a lot of gil and you own cash for gold. Can I approach you for cash? And immediately the man goes ballistic. Covington Smirk starts to get on my friend's like case, just like, where did you hear this? Where did you hear this? Who told you that? Like, it's not true. And like, for like 20-30 minutes. And my friend was, I guess at some point, like, starting to get overwhelmed or something. And so asks in like the guild chat, the FC chat, so I made the mistake of, you know, speaking to Covington and asking about cash for gold. Now he won't let me go.
Oh no.
And so I'm just like, okay, you know, I'll step in, because we had like, last time we had some relatively positive interaction. So I go over there and I start talking, and after like 15-20 minutes, I kind of calm down, and I'm just like, hey, sorry, a friend just heard it as a joke. It's not like, he didn't actually mean anything by it. It's just like, it was just a funny moment. He was trying to make fun of like a situation. He didn't mean anything by it. So he apologized and tells me about how so many people are gunning for him and he's always fighting everyone. So he's like always on edge, but he's willing to be like very generous to people who like are willing to support him. So he just gives me a bunch of gold anyways. He gives me a bunch of gil.
Oh, yeah? That's, it's not meeting the allegations, is it?
Listen, I had seen him around before, and I know he had been playing the game for a while. See, it's not that much, it's like 1.5 mil, but it's, you know.
Okay, I guess that's not an obscene number. If it was like 30 mil, though, I think the allegations might have some credit to them.
No, I wish you would give me 30 mil. I ended up redistributing the gold at the guild. So after that, kind of not much of a note go by. It's around a year later, different FC, I meet someone who I became close friend with. And she was like, she knew about this guy and thought he was funny too. So we start talking about him, and every once in a while we'll go to Limsa and we'll see him. And then he starts talking about all these very... Okay, how do I introduce this?
Take your time.
It's going to be a very unfortunate. Okay. So he starts talking about how the game has a very big issue with like ERPers and people not respecting the terms of services, and he decided to create a movement built around this called Make Lamia Great Again.
Okay, hold on a second. I know this isn't quite political, but I do have to ask. Is that really what he called it?
Yes, there are videos I can
So
prove
this is taking place on Primal, specifically.
Yes, the server is Lamia in Final Fantasy Primal.
Well, I'm not gonna make fun of my home data center, but man, that's crazy. Okay, go on.
And so he has this grand platform that he's trying to build to re-energize the game and rebuild society as it was meant to be. I guess, I don't know, which would be Final Fantasy minus the ERPers. He really did not like ERPers.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really curious to see what he thinks of the modern day Balmong. How, like, the memes of Balmong became reality with the inclusion of a certain collection. But,
no, he would hate it. He hated everything that was... Well, it was kind of strange, because it was, in the game, his actions were mostly about, I guess you could call it like degeneracy, but he really didn't like ERP, he really didn't like profanities. Sometimes he would get on a soapbox and talk about real-world political issues. I'm going to let you guess what his political leanings were based on that.
Well, I mean, consider. Okay, so like, just giving an idea of where we are, right? From the clues that you provided me, he's a terrorist that.
Well, hold on, he's not a terrorist yet.
Okay, so this is pre-terror. Like this is just
This
him.
is pre-terrorist.
Okay, so he's just the money man.
He's just a weirdo in a video game right now.
So he's the golden weirdo money man guy right now. Like he's just that guy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we'll call him.
But he hasn't become a terrorist.
Okay, we'll say he's in his Grammy arc for the time being. Then. Makes sense.
Yes.
You know, he's putting on a show. He's
know.
not like
I mean, he definitely has some interesting worldviews, but you know, he's not like. He hasn't like threatened violence, I guess, so far. He does seem to have a big issue with people not wanting to talk to him, especially blacklisting him, where, you know, he would often get in the soapbox and start chatting, and so people would block him, or sometimes just like insult him, to just like, or make fun of him, and he would like want to get into debates with them, and, he didn't like when people didn't want to, and when they would just block him because he was annoying. So he would just like keep talking to them. And when I say keep talking to them, I don't mean for like 15 minutes an hour. I don't mean for a week. There was one player that I knew of that he tried to speak to for months over a picture of said character flipping him off, which I don't even think was supposed to be targeted him, but someone sent it to him, and it just like he went crazy over it, and it was months of him standing beside a character, constantly like asking people to deliver a message for him, to having things where like, oh, I know I'm not actually blacklisted, I just want to talk, why did you do this, like answer these allegations. He was on the case.
like Inspector Gadget or more Detective Conan here.
Oh yes, he was yes. He was dedicated, if nothing else. Whatever I can say about this man is that he was dedicated. And so, I don't know, we just, every once in a while I would walk in, ask him how he was doing, and it's around that point I started kind of knowing more about him. I should say around this, because he had been playing the game for so long and people knew him and they were trying to like always find things to rile him up. There was a lot of accusation around him. The man was surrounded in a constant mystery because of, he said insane things, but also insane things were being said about him. And so I kind of just get to know him. He gets to know me. We're on friendly terms. Just to give a few anecdotes, like one anecdote to exemplify how unique of a case this man was. One time I spoke to him and he complained that he was having a toothache. And so I told him, oh, you should go see a dentist. And he said that dentists were a scam.
Oh, yeah?
And instead of, yeah, dentists are a scam, which I don't entirely disagree with, but whatever. So dentists are a scam, and he's not going to go see them. Instead, what he did is he took a file, he filed his toot, and then was sloshing salt water in his mouth.
Salt? Not even mouthwash?
I guess not. Salt water.
Wow.
I don't think he used mouthwash. This man, he was a bit of a strange person.
Well, I definitely got that part.
So I'm starting to get to know the man, and eventually, I guess we reach a level of fondness to where he invites me to his personal Discord server, the Make Lamia Great Again Discord server, which is probably where I made a mistake.
Like the mistake was joining, or I see.
Yeah, I joined. Probably a mistake. So I joined the server, and I don't really talk in there. I just kind of like, you know, I don't have any fondness for the man. I think he and I would disagree on a lot of things, but he liked having me around, and I thought he was funny. So I'm just in there listening to our conversation. And I think this is kind of where I got too deep. So I'm just in the server having a look at it every other day or so. And he is just having similar discussion about the game, about how he wants to make it great and bring a new world order in the video game, but also he kind of wants to do that in real life.
Okay. So I have to wonder so what expansion were we playing during this time? Because he sounds to have a lot of those Garlemald views.
This is during Shadowbringers. This was during
Shadowbringers. During Shadowbringers, really?
During Shadowbringers.
Okay, that arc had a lot of themes of like liberation and population.
Yeah, but
okay.
Yeah, but don't worry about it. He was a profoundly Christian man. He held Christian values and would have probably liked the world to hold similar Christian values. Is how I can describe it in the least polarizing way.
I'll be honest, and this isn't just for the audience here, but when it comes to the idea of Christian values, and I would argue most religious values, usually in the modern day don't lead towards terrorism anymore. But,
No, I want to say I don't think he's representative of Christian values, but Christianity was a core belief of his. Whether or not he was racist was also a big point of discussion. I honestly can't tell where I land on the issue. He described himself as brown.
He described
I don't know what
himself.
Brown. Yeah, when people said he was racist, he would reply with, "I'm brown."
Interesting.
I don't know what brown means in this context. I feel like brown can be interpreted a variety of ways. Now, I have seen pictures of the man. I don't know, he had a relatively dark complexion, but he was also a construction worker, so who really knows?
Unhinged, but understandable.
But yeah, he sent me pictures himself around that time.
Okay.
One of which was him holding a revolver to the camera. This would have been the revolver right next to his face. His face a little bit angled like this.
Oh, so it wasn't like
it
wasn't like a threaten you picture. It was like a psycho pic, like one of those wild stuff.
Yeah, kind of like a psycho pic. Like, check out the cannon of my sick revolver. I like guns.
Yeah, those always concern me because the amount of stories you hear of people being like, so I did psycho pics with my friends and then I actually shot them. Police don't take me to jail. It's a little strange.
Oh well, in this case it was just a selfie, so don't worry. He has no odds of shooting his friend here. It was just
Good to know. Yeah.
I think he also sent me a picture of him in like a crane or his truck or something. Anyways, he had like a cap or something. He looked insane, I'll be honest. He just looked very unkempt and kind of crazy, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay, I know. I know he probably wasn't trying to go out, but I really want to play with the idea of my flirtatious attempt, like me shooting my shot towards someone, is a construction pic. Like, I'm not sending the Ferrari selfie. I'm sending the, like, check out my construction
Gun?
truck and a gun as my, like, initiation picture.
No. He had this. He was on his third wife at that point, but he was married.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I learned somewhere along the way that he had 3 wives. I don't know what happened to the other 2.
Oh.
God knows.
They're not, like, all active at the same time.
No. This is This is good Christian single life.
Got it. So divorce
Or-
person.
Yes, divorce, third wife. He was really struggling to have a child this time. He described his repeated attempts at producing an heir. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't met with any success.
Was he talking about this like he was trying to birth King Arthur or something? Like, what's going on? Why did he say
no,
that?
heir was my choice of word, but he was
Okay,
very...
how was the word there?
And this is where things maybe get a little bit concerning. He was talking... So around this time, this was during COVID, this was during Black Lives Matter protests. More on Black Lives Matter and BLM in general later. Oh, control of my battery is low, thank you. So this was during a period of, I will say, social unrest. And he was not pleased. I have seen pictures of him going to counter-protests. He had like an entire counter-protest gear with like, kind of like a tactical vest. He flew several flags. He flew several flags on his pickup truck. There's a picture of him somewhere. There's like 4 flags. One of them is the American one. You want to guess what the 3 other ones are?
I have an idea. I do, but you know, considering you mentioned that, it sounds like me and this gentleman would have gotten along quite well.
I don't think so.
That was the joke. Continue.
Yeah, so about the production of a spawn, a child. He was unsuccessful and it was really bothering him, and he started saying things like, oh, if I can't produce a child, I don't see the point of going on. I just want to go out fighting.
Oh no. This is very, like, dystopic really quickly.
This is still like a year before the terrorists.
Are you sure? This is like pretty grounds. This is pretty terror grounds, I feel like. We're getting there. Like, we started fast track.
See, at that point, he still could play Final Fantasy. And so, I think that's kind of, in some ways, I think Final Fantasy was like grounding him to not make him go too off the rail, because it was a space where he could go and like be insane, but like there was no consequence to being insane in Final Fantasy. Like, sure, his Make Melania Great Again movement was unhinged, but like, who cares? It's an online video game and nobody takes this.
No, there's
seriously.
a complete consequence. If he's doing all this in Limsa, none of the cat girls are gonna talk to him anymore. Like,
well, he doesn't care about cat girls. Trust me, he doesn't. He didn't think very highly of cat girls. My man was an Ellison purist.
oh no, not even the VR? They haven't earned their warrior.
No. I don't think he had a horny bone in his body. When he talked about producing a child, he described the actions mechanically. There was no passion in his voice.
Okay, hold on. So you're telling me this man was on his, like, absolute uptime Tetris, like, world record level of, like, this child must happen.
Yes, like once a day at least.
Wow. That's pretty dedicated. I don't think there are many people that are that dedicated for really anything.
Well, I mean, again, it was a child or going out swinging. So what are you gonna do?
You know. Actually, now that you mention that, yeah, I prefer he go for the Tetris world record and try to end someone else doing it. So yeah, I got you.
Sorry, I'm losing track of where we are.
Oh no, it's fine. Sorry about my yeah.
So, at this point, you know, I'm starting to get a little bit discouraged because it's one thing to see an insane person in a video game just saying really weird stuff. It's another one to see them like. It's one thing to see a weirdo in an online space, and that's another one to realize this person can vote.
That part right there. That right there, actually.
And to hear about how if he can't produce a child, he's gonna go out he's gonna go out in blaze of glory. So at that point, I kind of start taking I start taking some distance. Unfortunately for me, he did not. He liked me. He liked me quite a bit, I think. And it was around this time that, unfortunately, our man in gold, Covington Smirk, second his name, theoretically he had an account before that, got banned from Final Fantasy for harassment.
He got banned from the game for harassment. But this wasn't like a permaban, right?
No, this was a permaban.
Oh my gosh, how many times has he messed up?
Well, this was his second account. And then he probably made another account, which was another political act reference that was a little bit more timely in Covington Smart, called Kenosha Kid.
I don't know what any of these mean, but honestly, getting banned from Final Fantasy, I feel like, is one of the hardest things to do. Like, you have to work, like, especially hard for a permaban.
It's not as hard as you think, but he did work very hard, trust me. He was hard at work, constantly harassing people, trying to get into arguments with people who had banned him, trying to circumvent blacklists. So he was hard at work doing it. And I think getting banned from Final Fantasy kind of pushed him over the edge a little bit. And to be fair, this was his first time. This was his second time getting banned, so he was second time. So he kind of knew what to do. So he made another alt called Kenosha Kid. And Kenosha Kid, unfortunately, was recognized. And lasted a few months, but was also banned. Now, for context, Final Fantasy has this thing called the Novice Network, which is kind of like a chat for new players. The upside to getting these new characters and new accounts is that he had access to the Novice Network, which is what the chat is. And so he would, instead of going to Limsa where he knew people would recognize him, he would go to this Novice Network and start talking his worldview.
Wait, so he's preaching in Novice Network?
Yes.
Where, like, the new players are trying to learn how to, like, click buttons. He's preaching in there. Fun.
Yes. In fact, I thought this was so funny at the time that I became a mentor just so I could read the chat.
That is actually hilarious, yeah. Good lord.
The reason why I'm a mentor in Final Fantasy XIV is because I really wanted to see what he was getting up to in there.
You know, most people do that for, like, the gold crown of glory, or because they actually want to help people. You know?
No, I don't want any of that.
Just gotta keep the story alive. Got it.
Just gotta keep the story alive. Even though I was kind of depressed and like kind of took my distance from it, I still thought it was funny, so I still wanted to like get to know more about him. And so a few months go by and he gets banned again on Kenosha Kid. And I think this is when things really like hit the fan. So he started making more alts and alts and alts. So there was Covington Smart, Kenosha Kid, Overture Window, Forum. There was another one, and I think this is the final one. So he just keeps getting banned, and people are taking notice of him, and they started making alt accounts to make fun of him, to parody accounts of him, where they'll like, pick his name and like change it, and for some reason having his name taken it'll skip him. This happened a lot in the network where like someone would like make a slight variation of his name and he would get very upset over it and would request that they be banned because they were harassing him. Tried reporting them. I don't think it worked. And this was what this guy would get up to a few hours a day. Now, unfortunately for him, at some point his house burned down.
Like his actual house?
His real life house burned down.
Jesus.
Wait,
hold on. He didn't burn it down himself, did he?
I don't believe so. He went to a new house. Unfortunately, at this point, he kind of started like DMing me because I wasn't in the server anymore. I think his server also got banned. His server also kept getting banned, and so did his Discord account. So he had like 50 plus something Discord account.
But he always knew how to find
Discord
you.
Account from. He would buy verified Discord accounts from a Russian man, is what he told me. By like, he bought them in bulk.
Oh my gosh.
50 something Discord accounts.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So his house burns down and he moves into this like government provided temporary house while he was getting back on his feet. Unfortunately that house was haunted because one time he went to the bathroom and as he was peeing, a ghost pushed him.
You know what? I've heard of things very similar to that. Usually though, somehow the ghost has intoxicated them first. And then they start getting pushed around. You know, like they went to the club, they met a ghost there, and they get home and things are a little woozy now. I've heard that.
He might have been intoxicated. He might have been intoxicated.
Yeah, but don't discredit the ghost though. That's a lot of work the ghost is doing still. Like what?
Yeah, the bathroom ghost pushes him.
It's better than that.
I guess. Thankfully, eventually the ghost got exorcised. I don't really know how, but the ghost. I asked him, and the ghost stopped making appearances. So the ghost went away after pushing
It's
him
better
back.
the bathroom because
the
box ghost from Danny Phantom was pretty diabolical. So like. The bathroom ghost clearly was a better guy. He just took the exorcism and left. Understood.
Yeah. I don't know if he was exorcised. I think he just went away.
Quite nice. Quite nice.
It was at this time that he came to me to talk about his biggest enemy.
Oh.
BLM. Can you guess what BLM stands for? It's not what you think.
I mean, And like, this is the biggest ops that he's encountered so far. I feel like I don't.
Ironically, he was a black mage main.
Wait, hold on. Don't tell me, after all the psychoness that this person has put everyone through, their biggest op is the black mage class itself. Like, his rotation is his true enemy. Okay.
No, he loves black mage. It's what he loved the most in the game. We bonded over this. No, his biggest enemy was the Bureau of Land Management.
Ooh.
It's an organization in California that I guess manages land and, to his opinion, does so poorly. I'll be honest. I'm not educated, but he was very educated on that topic. This is when I realized that this man does his research somehow.
Yeah, sorry to this organization.
He's insane. And he comes to some very strange conclusions, but he is very well researched in the things he's interested in.
That's fair. It's just impressive that this organization has become like his mortal nemesis, you know? Like, it's quite wild.
His immortal nemesis. And it has to be something, because as I've said before, he would attend Black Lives Matter counter protests, but somehow that was the lesser of the 3 BLMs in his life.
Oh my god. Okay, you know, this reminds me a lot of like, I don't know if you've ever seen Umbrella Academy before, but
I have not.
The idea of the story is that there are superheroes, but they're kind of morons. But if nothing, they're always consistent. So if you're like the person that they're after, it's still a bad time for you. Even though they're not gonna be like successful at beating you anytime soon. They're just consistent. Oh my god. Even Venture Rose is like very similar in that concept.
At this point, his other accounts started getting banned, and he decided he would go undercover in Final Fantasy.
Wait, he's going undercover, like now,
yeah,
like after all this time.
He kept remaking the same ugly ass Ellison. Like, I don't have anything against Ellison. His Ellison was hideous.
Whoa, hold on. Okay, so you just, I need to put this down on the table really quick, just so I can comprehend what's going on. So, yes. I've had a friend that asked another friend to make the ugliest character they could think of, and they made like a unibrowed Lalafell that had like dust on its face, and they went really into like how ugly can I make an FF character, because it's really hard with the default settings. So you telling me that he has like the ugliest Ellison? I'm like struggling to think how has he achieved this in a game that's like models everywhere.
I don't know how. He was simultaneously like babyface and old.
Oh my.
His face was quite something. I probably have some screenshots somewhere that I can pull up of what he looks like.
It's okay. We're not gonna dox him further than we already have.
I mean, he can't play the game anymore.
Well, no, I understand, but I'm sure he can still find your Discord, no?
Probably not at this point, actually. Because Discord changed username, so I don't think he can. And, like, he kept getting banned anyways. Like, he kept losing his Discord account, so it's not like we still have, like, a Discord. Okay. So, at this point, he decides he wants to go undercover, and so you can't just make the same ugly-ass Ellison. What he decides instead, female, Lalafell.
Okay.
Called Netflix Cuties.
Okay, hold on. This isn't like he means like he Netflix and chills with cute like girls.
No,
not.
have you not heard?
Okay, so we're talking about the film right now.
Yes, that was his name was a reference to the film.
Oh god, oh god. Okay, just for those of you that don't know in the audience, hi. Let me explain to you something.
Please invite me to live under your rock.
Okay, so Netflix came out with a series that was made by a very ambitious creator who had the goal of making films about the problems with sexualizing children in media. And somehow she fumbled the bag into doing the exact thing that she was trying to fight against. So it's a very controversial film as a result. So this person referencing it and his 14 name is obviously either him agreeing with the problem or him becoming part of the... I think they did a good job on the film situation problem. They're both problems.
I will say, in his defense, I don't think he was... The goal of his alias was to identify with something he would not identify with. Now,
Perhaps.
he still had like a stupid, political messaging name. I think that the best option was just been to hit the random, the random name, but what do I know?
Yeah, he could have just been like, Dalon Tia or something. You know, like, it probably would have did him better.
And then he joined a free company, specifically for queer people. I'm not gonna say the name of the free company because it still exists to this day. But he joined a free company specifically for LGBTQ plus people. And it was just kind of in there for a while.
So he's like kind of changing a little bit here.
No, he's not changing. He's going undercover.
Right, sorry. It's just...
I should say at this point, I don't know whether or not he was racist. The jury's out on that one. He was definitely homophobic. Did not care for the gays.
Yet he decided to join them.
To go undercover. He wanted to be at the place where no one would look for him.
This is interesting, honestly. This is a man that you know, the mental like capacity to be capable of so many things and just like somehow burn them all down unironically. I have to wonder if this is what it's truly like to unlock more of the human brain. Like, maybe we don't have enough unlocked, you know? Like, do you think he reached the capacity?
He was working on something. I don't know what he was working on, but his brain was not operating under normal human brain faculties. So unfortunately for his deep cover, someone told some of the free company people that he was in there trying to infiltrate them.
So how did that
he
go?
Got ousted.
Was it like, hey...
I did it.
Oh, wait. Okay, no. You cannot start off a story with somebody expose them. Wait, by the way, it was me. What? Do you understand why that's like so jarring? Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. I can breathe again. Good lord.
I mean, what was I gonna do? He told me about this. I wasn't gonna just like spy on like. I wasn't gonna spy on like. I don't know, like just gay people on the internet because he has like a weird idea and like hiding in this stupid little lollifowl.
I mean, I love the idea of like people just came to the natural understanding that like, hey, FC leader, like this guy is just not gay enough. Like, I don't trust him. But your your story version is way funnier than anything I could have thought.
So he did get ousted from his free company. his original account name was Holy Terror, which is a reference to a comic.
Okay.
Holy Terror, if you're watching this, this is Liz. I'm sorry, I did it. I got you kicked out of the Gay Free Company. It's my fault. Sorry.
Wait, hold on a sec. I feel like you shouldn't have to apologize. You know, like clearly you did it for the greater good of mankind.
I did it for the greater good, but at the same time, you know, he considered me his friend, and I feel bad. I did end up like betraying him. It was for the good of mankind. I agree.
Well,
but I still betrayed him.
So, you know, some of the, especially in like the older games, you know, the back in like the PS2 era, I feel like there are a lot of stories about, you know, you get to the final stretch and your best friend or who you thought was betrays you. Usually though, it's because you like went down the psychopath route, you know, the game, like Infamous, like the game had a good karma, bad karma, and you went down the psycho karma. So like, it's kind of justified, like, but I get it. It's deep.
You started on the psycho karma path.
Yeah, there's only so many times in Infamous where you can change your karma immediately to the other side. This guy does feel like he just never left, so I will give you that.
And so he finds out, and this is why I have some fun. I have some issues to pick with the company. First of all, they gave him the screenshots of the chat of me like outing him, but like they censored all of my name except for the first part, the first letter. So he went through everyone that he knew trying to find the traitor, and this became a whole Among Us thing.
Jesus.
There were memes, there were investigations, I was questioned.
Unbelievable.
He came to me one evening asking me, I remember I was at work. He texted me on Discord. His Discord image was a cartoon woman with a hijab, and behind her was the pride flag, which was striking. Asking me if I knew who the traitor was, if I had betrayed him. Obviously I lied.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's part of the betrayal path, you know, like you gotta finish doing it.
Yeah. Which is why I had to apologize to him. I never owned up, so I'm sorry. And so, as a result of this, he eventually gets banned on that character again. So, let's be honest, he would have gone banned eventually.
Alright.
And this is when he starts getting depressed over it.
Depressed over the ban, or depressed over like being outed?
He starts getting depressed over not being able to play Final Fantasy.
Makes sense. It's probably his favorite game, you know?
He cared a lot about the game. He definitely saw something in it. But he couldn't even level up. I guess he kept buying story and progression boosts, so SD probably got a lot of money out of him.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways. So he starts getting depressed, and he would hit me up and hey Liz, I'm very stressed out. This whole keep getting banned thing is really hitting me hard. It's difficult. It's the thing I come back to work. I come back to work to relax. Apparently it turns out getting into online arguments is the relaxing thing for him. And so I tried to give him the best advice I could. I tried to be there for him, genuinely. But there wasn't much I could do because he just kept making the same character and getting into trouble.
Of course, but you can change him, Liz. Don't you know this?
I cannot change him. He's way more powerful than I am.
Oh my god.
This man will, like, murder me in terms of willpower. There's no shot. He has, like, Shoten protagonist level of dedication. Because getting banned never stopped him. He only kept going.
True.
And, like, that's not what got... Because at the moment, he doesn't play the game anymore. But that's not because he got banned. He did get banned, but that's not why he stopped. Or maybe, or did he? We don't know. So, eventually he comes to me one fateful evening, telling me he's very high on heroin.
I mean, I had no comment for the heroin. It was already just unhinged alone. I was just gonna listen.
He comes to me, telling me he's very high on heroin, and he lays out his plan to take revenge on Square Enix. And around that time, he made his 2 last account, Overture Window and God Brooks. God Brooks was his very last account. After the Lalafell got banned, he kept going. He just went back to his Ellison. And I will give him credit. Godbrook lasted a few months. At this point, this is towards, like... We're closing in on Endwalker, the next expansion. There's a lot of, like, conventions being held over it, and the next one is America. So it was weird to, like, kind of just... On the one hand, be his friend, I was trying to, like, help him deal with his trouble, and trying to, like, kind of get into question some of his more quote-unquote problematic beliefs. While on the other one, kind of, like, trying to make sure he didn't get... Like, I don't think he could have caused actual damage to people. But, like... He could have definitely, like, upset someone.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I mean, that can be damaging, you know?
Yeah, let's say there were, like, I don't know, like, queer minors in that, like, in that free company who were, like, not out to their parents, but were kind of, like, exploring their sexuality or gender identity or whatever. I didn't want him to, like, go and, like, mess that up for them.
Yeah, I get that.
So we had kind of like I was a double agent basically, but I did. Oh, you stole my bottle.
Yeah, I did.
I would have liked for him to get better.
Okay.
But anyways.
Makes sense. And then you were saying about FanFest, sorry.
Yeah, so FanFest around the corner, he's on his last character called Goth Brooks, who is an actual, like, singer, I guess? A band? I don't know. Very strange. I know there's, like, a guy who's called G something Brooks, but his name was a joke, which turned out to be just a reference to a band. He has some very well-researched musical tastes. And, like, as... I guess the brief anecdote, I was just hanging out and a friend of mine messages me saying, hey, this person from my static, my rape team, is on a phone call with him and is, like, streaming it to Discord.
Oh my god.
Do you want to come?
How could you turn it down?
Invited, and the way this person had gotten his phone call was he had just shouted in Limsa.
Oh. Like his number?
His phone number, not like a fake VoIP phone or anything. Like, he had just shouted out his cell phone number in Limsa.
Why did they do that? Why would they do that? I just don't understand.
Because, well, here's the thing. If you're being suspended for harassing people, and for repeatedly evading ban. If you have the conversation outside of Final Fantasy, then you can't get banned in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but like this is so late. He's already banned.
Well, at the moment he was on Godbrook, so he was fine. And like I said, Godbrook lasted a few months at least. So we had a conversation regarding the shape of the shape of the Earth. It's pear-shaped, according to him.
You know, as much as I was gonna call him out, at least it's not flat Earth, right? Like.
No, he's not a flat earther. I don't know how much truth there is to the pear-shaped thing. We talked about the Nuremberg trial. We talked about a bunch of things. I'm sorry, I don't seem to have much concrete that came from that discussion. It was just him being a weirdo, shouting his phone number in like a video game and getting to a very unproductive conversation for like an hour and a half. That was still very funny at the end of the day. And the Earth is pear-shaped, I guess. Well, you stole my bottle again.
It's very easy to steal.
So, in this is the final arc of the story.
The final arc.
The American FanFest comes up, and he decides he wants to go to protest his ban, I think. I think that was the reasoning he gave.
Okay.
And at this time, I didn't really speak to him, partly because it was exhausting, but also partly because his Discord kept getting banned, and I didn't want to get my Discord banned just from associating with him.
Alright. Makes sense.
Like, he would do this thing where in his Discord, he would give the ownership of his Discord to someone else. Because, at least if it was someone else who owned it, when he got banned, the Discord itself wouldn't get banned.
Right. Okay.
Which I guess strategically makes sense, except I don't want to get banned for owning his stupid Discord, so I didn't want to be in there. At some point, I don't know why, he changed the name of everyone to his name in the Discord.
Oh my god. I like, this is so funny because it's like he's got all these master strategies just to stay in one place. Like, he's doing so much, like, 9 IQ plays just to be in one space. Like the Discord mods will never get me with this one. I'm sorry.
That's true. Like the galaxy brains are like, oh, if I change everyone's like nickname in my server to my own, they won't know who to ban.
Not gonna lie, if I was a Discord dev, I feel like I'd just be like, okay, I'll just ban everybody here. I'll just ban the whole server.
Well, that's why I didn't want to be. That's why I don't want to be in a stupid server. Exactly the reason I didn't want to be in there. So FanFest approaches and he talks about going there to protest, and he starts talking about bringing guns.
At a protest?
And people are like, yes. Well, it was a like single man protest, so like, let's not be generous. Let's be generous. Let's not be like ambitious with protest, but yeah.
Okay, sure.
He wanted to go there and like bring guns and go in. People are like, dude, you can't go in with guns. And he's like, then I'll just stand at the entrance with my guns. And
wow.
Discord messages of him talking about a bomb, bring a bomb to FanFest, surface, and people are like posting about this on Twitter and Reddit or whatever, and it kind of blows up. No pun intended.
No, okay, come on. Jesus Christ, Liz. Could you have said anything like Never mind.
And so it kind of blows up, and people.
You
start
literally
reporting
did
to
it
the
again.
FBI.
You literally just did it again.
I'm sorry, it gets popular. It gets a lot of upvote, it gets a lot of views, it gets a lot of clicks. Thumbs ups. It gets a lot of thumbs up.
Okay.
And people start reporting him to the FBI. Because, you know, odds are he wasn't gonna do it, but like if there's a 1% chance of him bringing a bomb, let's not take it.
Yeah, let's not just start trying to destroy like a random hobby convention. Probably be a good idea to report that.
Yeah. So he gets mass reported to the FBI.
Now hold on, I do need to ask one question because knowing you now
Yes.
from this story from start to finish, were you one of the people that also reported him to the FBI?
Obviously, he was gonna.
I love that you always present the information as if it's not you as well.
Well, I wasn't the one posting the link to the FBI like report place. But you know, when I saw it, did I click it? Yes, obviously. He was gonna bring a gun to a convention. What was I gonna do?
No, that's fair. It's just the idea of like you presenting the information is a bunch of people, and then you're still in the crowd of people. So you didn't say like we reported him. You're just like they.
I had also like insider information of him being like, oh, if I can't produce a child, I'm gonna go out swinging.
True,
So,
you
you
did
know, I
have a
had
lot
some
of
relevant-
yeah. Okay.
I had some relevant information. I also knew that he was on a lot of drugs. I didn't tell the FBI about the ghost because at that point he was gone, so I didn't think it was relevant.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Danny Phantom can handle those guys. The FBI can just do their thing. It's cool.
So at some point he just disappears. We stopped hearing about him, and I didn't really know what happened because he just disappears from the game. I don't hear about him on Discord or anything. And so we're just like, oh, maybe he got IP banned by Square Enix. Maybe he got jailed. Who knows what happens? So few months go by. I think this is at the Starvin Walker. Everyone's having fun, more or less, and I meet this person, Limsa, and I start talking to them. Turns out this person knows the man, the myth, the legend in real life.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Called him a chill dude, so I don't know how much I trust
Chill
that person.
dude.
Yeah, said they were a chill. Said he was a chill, normal dude in real life. Which I've seen picture. My man was posing with like the can of a revolver right next to his face.
You know, not gonna lie.
Perfectly chill.
This might have been the same person, just talking about their other self, quote unquote. You know.
No, it was not, because it was a sexy cat girl.
Oh right, he would never do that. Or
He
so
would
we
never do
think.
that.
Or so we think.
Or so we think. But yeah, turns out apparently he was just the guy, the person said he was just a weirdo online. And that as a result of the FanFest action, the FBI had banned him from playing Final Fantasy XIV.
Okay, so maybe this is just me, and maybe I don't have enough
Yes.
awareness. Can the FBI just tell you can't play a game? Like, I don't know how much freedom they can actually take away in that regard. Like, what's the
I would
law, you
assume
think?
so.
Is it a social
I'll be
space
honest.
thing, or...
It's a great question. I do think it can probably ban you from accessing like a space. Like it's probably like a warning thing where like, oh, you're causing issues. If you like stop accessing that, if you keep doing it, we're gonna have to like take measures or something. Because
Okay,
he did get
yeah.
like mass reported by a bunch of like sweaty Final Fantasy nerds.
Because, like, with the amount of, like, wild things that happen in games like Vrchat, and games like 14, and even WoW, like, I don't really see, like, the FBI, like, pulling up and they're like, listen, if you don't get out of that digital space, like, we're gonna really start something. You know, like, it feels weird to say, Like my digital world is my freedom spot, right? So like my door getting kicked down because I've like cursed out a cat girl on Limsa, it feels very can they really
Well,
to
you
me.
didn't curse out a cat girl, and so you were planning on bombing out a convention.
Yes, but the convention makes sense to ban me from. The banning me from Limsa part is the weird part for me. Like the game.
I mean, listen, I'm just going to say this. No matter how many times he got banned by Square Enix, he came back.
True.
I've never seen him. I've never seen him since.
Or he's just so good at his undercover strat now that we'll never know.
See, that's the least likely answer because I don't believe he can be subtle, unfortunately.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But his website, Make Lamia Great Again, I think it's MGLA or something.
Did it get torn down?
The domain for that, no, it didn't get torn down. The domain for that just like faded away and expired, and so the website no longer works. I think Make Adamantoise Great Again might still be up, but that was like
Was
I
that
only
his
checked, like,
also?
a year ago. Yeah, he also had Make Adamantoise Great Again.
Jesus Christ.
I've never seen him on Adamantoise, but I also don't go on Adamantoise, so who knows?
Well, at least we don't have to worry about Primal too much now.
Well, sorta. I kind of miss him. Limsa is not the same without him.
Well, considering the terror actions, I think you might be better off today. But you know,
Yeah.
I get it. It's life went from the exciting thrill of I can't believe this is real to man, I'm really happy that's off the street. But you know what? The boring peaceful days are still the boring peaceful days.
Yeah, it's just like he had been in Limsa shouting his nonsense since I started playing. I remember him from like the very beginning of Stormblood, maybe even Heaven's Ward.
I see.
And
So for
now
you,
he
it's like a part of the game went missing for you.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that.
I never interacted until that one evening where he got accused of being the owner of Catholic Gold. Which, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't seem to be true. I don't believe those accusations.
It's very possible that he was just trying to look like he was rich, but I still think it's really funny.
I don't. His like branding was being dressed in like all gold outfits. Like his entire outfit was dyed gold.
Oh yeah, like the Grammy arc was pretty on point. I get it.
But yeah, to this day, he's still on my friends list. God Brooks is still on my friend list, and
Wait, did they not
so I
just
just,
scrub his character off the game entirely? Like the character still exists?
no, when someone gets banned, they're still on your friend list.
Square, if you're watching this, you should really
hold
fix
on. Hold on, maybe they do. Maybe the reason why he's on my friends list isn't that Square Enix banned him. It's because the FBI banned him.
True, it's possible.
Consider that.
I didn't.
If the
I
FBI
didn't. You make a good
forbade
point.
him from playing the game, if the FBI forbade him from playing the game, he was just never logged in and not gone banned.
Fair enough.
I think that's what happened.
I don't know. I feel like out of all the things that the dev team would probably put effort into doing, it would have been scrubbing that guy. But you know, they got bigger problems in life. I get it.
Now do you mention it? I have items from players who have gone banned. Maybe a story for another time, honestly. I have items from players who have gone banned, and the name doesn't read on the item signature, so I'm not sure about the friend list. Honestly, it just gives more theory to like the FBI. It just gives more fuel to the FBI theory.
I mean,
That's
honestly,
what I believe.
the friends list in FF still needs a massive overhaul. Like, it's great that they've been working on the ban lists and stuff, and I'm very appreciative of those features. But like the friends list though, it's probably, and I say this with all the love in my heart for Square Enix and their games, it's probably the worst friends list system I've ever seen. Like, it's really bad.
I love that it takes like a solid 30 seconds to load every time I open it. It's beautiful. Because we trying to meditate on human connections.
For me, it's not even the load, it's the awkwardness of like, in an MMO that is ever growing, I'm only allowed 200 friends, and me having to tell someone, hey, don't be angry with me just because I didn't get your friend prop. I need to actively remove somebody from my friends list first, and then put you on there. But on that person's side, I am still their friend. So there's like that awkwardness of like, oh, let me refriend this person that I haven't talked to, but now I'm talking to again. And then it automatically goes through. But it's not because like they know that you unfriended them. It's because the game works in a way where you never unfriended them on their side. So it just automatically accepts it on your side. And then there's this moment of, oh, thanks for accepting me back. And they're like, what are you talking about?
I'll be honest, I never want to have more than 200 friends. Unless you're banned by the FBI from playing the game, don't contact me.
That
I will only accept friend requests from domestic terrorists.
you heard it here first, folks. Is Liz the hero? Is Liz the villain? Has Liz just lived long enough to become the villain? Find out next time.
Hold on. So a brief, maybe strange epilogue, conspiracy theories. This happened about a year ago. I was playing, this was kind of like a lull after the raid in Endwalker. I was playing Star Wars The Old Republic.
Okay.
And I was just on the capital of that game, the Imperial Fleet. And someone in there was fear-mongering about gay people and sounding completely insane with very similar talking points to him. So maybe he got isekai to Star Wars now.
It's possible that it was him. I keep stealing this from you. Anyway, it's possible it was him. But it's also possible that, like, Star Wars chat is just cooked already. I'm not gonna lie, when I was playing, people were just like that. But, you know, the game's great, honestly. It's just, the chat was like, what?
I want to believe that somewhere he was reborn. And he's just haunting some other capital city.
Yeah, as if the FBI is gonna let him go harass a new game after shutting him down. Well, like, this is what I mean. It's like, do they just naturally check in or actively kick down the door? What did I tell you about these digital spaces? Stop it.
I think they probably just, like, if I had to guess, I don't know how the FBI works. I think they probably just send you a message to, like, scare you. And then if they get more reports about you causing more, like, strife, then obviously they'll probably do something at that point. But, like,
you know what?
I would wager, like, a message from the FBI is probably enough to get most people to stop doing something.
Who do you think they pay for that? Like, who do you think they pay to be the guy that, like, watches, like, your, like, internet life and is, like, this is the person that decides whether you live or die, you know? Like,
this is the thing, I don't think someone's watching him. I think it's just like they warned him, if we ever hear any more reports, we'll actually take action this time. But I don't think he has a dedicated FBI agent, though. Who knows? Who knows, right? Maybe there's some guy out there whose job it is to watch God Brooks' Final Fantasy account. And if you're out there, FBI agent, watching a dead Final Fantasy account, Godspeed to you.
yeah, exactly. And you know what? And because we're telling this story today, just remember that all of your hard work and dedication is appreciated.
Sorta. I mean, I wish he was back.
Well, okay, listen, like, if we're gonna make the end of the video being like, hey, FBI guy, like, you're doing great out there, like, keep it up, and then you're like, oh, I wish he was actually still around. Like, you're kind of defeating the purpose now of giving him kudos at all.
Yeah, but it's really funny to think about an FBI agent watching him. It's also really funny to, like, imagine that. I miss him, Ron.
You know, I have a like very, very savage theory, and we'll end with this, but what if he just is an FBI agent and like this has just been his social experiment from the beginning? You know, like
I don't think FBI agents have like like this man was at it for like 5 or 6 years.
yes, but we don't know. Because think about it. Remember how they always talk about how, like, in life, before the mass public gets something, everyone else that is, like, important or, like, in high status or securities has it first. So what if this guy isn't real and he's just been, like, generative AI this entire time? And then now we have it for the public.
I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures of him. I've heard him on the phone.
But that's what I mean. What if they had AI like way before everyone else? And they've
I've
just
seen
been...
AI phone. I've heard AI voices. He's real. I believe it.
You believe in him? Okay.
Holy terror is real.
Just throw the bottle. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for listening to Liz's lovely story about this very, very psycho man. And yeah. Thank you for coming, Liz. Your story is appreciated. And I can only imagine what thumbnail and title comes with this, but I'll figure it out. I'll try not to make it too clickbaity, but you know what? It's fine.
My Final Fantasy 14 friend is a terrorist?
Oh, do you want me to do like a Mr. Beast? Like, oh my god. Jesus Christ. How has this become the joke every time?
It's your branding.
I can't. Oh my gosh, this video. Okay, like, this is the kind of video that gets made, like, after you've been an established channel for a while. So you have that one controversial episode, and it's just at the start of my career. Oh my god. Alright, show's over.